everyone, welcome back to Silver Lake Honey channel. It is first week in July and we have a beautiful weather today. It's gonna be around 80 degrees today. June was pretty dry and we had a drought, but this first week in July we had some rain and bees are bringing in nectar. Some of the things to pay attention in July is to have room for the bees, to add plenty of supers so that they don't run out of space. Adding honey super on time is really a crucial thing. Another thing to pay attention in July is to have hives clear of grass and weeds, and I like to use these grass mats that I don't have to mow all the time around my beehives. But I do have beehives on the fields that I kind of mow and then move it with my forks, with my tractor, so they stay out of weeds. So July is really a busy time for bees, and you're gonna see a lot of activities in front of your hives. Make sure when you have really hot and humid weather, and you'll see bees bearding in front of the hives. Today is really nice and it's not really hot and humid, so we don't have any bearding or washboarding going on. But you can open some extra entrances and provide them more ventilation for the hives, but at the same time kind of pay attention to robbing, because robbing can be a big problem, especially when there's nectar dirt going on. That if they don't have nothing coming in from the nature, they can start robbing each other, and that can be a huge problem. Another thing to pay really close attention, next to your checking your queen, finding eggs and make sure the queen is laying good, and replacing the spotty brood queens, because not only you're gonna have better winter bees that they produce, but also probably a greater chance that they will survive the winter, and you'll have better spring development with the young and prolific queens. Another thing to pay attention is varroa mites. So July and August is the peak season for mites, and it can devastate the hive. So pay close attention to the mites, take the mite levels, and treat accordingly. So I like to remove all my honey first week of August and treat as soon as possible. So at that time I'll do a mite check and see what kind of treatment I'm going to do. But controlling varroa mites is the most important thing to do in preparation for overwintering. Okay, so let's take a look at the one hive and see how they're doing, how they're capping the nectar that they're bringing in. We're collecting also some pollen for their own use, and we don't have these holes, we don't have the tubes that so it's just they can choose between the entrances, and we're letting them keep most of the pollen and just collect a little bit, so we save it and feed when they need it in the spring. Configuration that I like to have two brood boxes for bees, and then the third is always a deep honey super, and then all above that is the mediums. So we have added this top box recently, last week, and they have here is open nectar. They didn't cap any yet on this top box. And we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 frames that they filled. So we're gonna add in a second box. So we're gonna wait a little bit more, but looks like they're getting there. Okay, like I said, our configuration is the first 2 boxes are for the bees, for the brood and their honey storage for the winter. And the third box is also a deep that we like to have as honey super for us. And in the honey supers, I like to run 9 frames to get this extra wide thick frames. See, even in the third box, the queen is laying with the nice, this would be a nice winter frame with the honey dome above the brood. So I like to have frames like this for our winter configuration. As you can see, I don't wear any protection, and bees are really gentle and nice. When they have a flow, you know, something coming in, that usually they don't bother nobody. You know, they're really gentle, and you can see, you know, when putting your hands on top of the frames and touching the bees, they don't even care that you're there. So that's another sign that you have flow going on. Queen is laying really nice. Starting to cap slowly, you know, this nectar. So in our weekly check, I like to find out if we have eggs, how's the brood pattern, is the queen laying, they're bringing in nectar, everything is checked, you know, about 7 to 10 days. Smell it, it smells amazingly. I'll just open it. We do have some capped. Yeah, really nice capped honey. So put everything back, and okay guys, so that should be all. So we're keeping close attention to our bees, giving them room for expansion, checking our queen weekly to see if she's laying her pattern is good. She's got eggs. And taking care, kind of maintenance, cleaning our yard and grass around our hives, and preparing for the end of the season for overwintering. It's going to be interesting. This year, nectar flow and honey is not as good as, for example, last year was a lot better. But still, you know, we're making progress, we're making honey, and we're happy with that. So we're going to continue making our videos. Next week I'm going to show you our double deep hive setup and how those hives are doing, and also the nuke and package hives that we're monitoring through the whole year to see if the nuke hive has made it to the point that they need honey super or not. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Happy beekeeping.